Army, I didn't like myself, and I didn't know how to be alone with myself because I didn't like myself. And I always wanted other people to validate myself. And I used food for emotional comfort, but I also moved around a lot, you know. And so when I got out of the Army, when they discharged me for having PTSD, my world came crashing down because the Army was like my security, you know. I didn't think I was smart enough to go to college or to be a great businesswoman or to be a musician. I didn't think I could do anything. I didn't think I was smart enough to go to college or to be a great businesswoman or to be a musician. I didn't think that I thought I was worthless. I didn't think I could do anything. And so I started my drug habit again, but this time it evolved into opiates like pain relievers, oxycodone and things like that, and drinking, of course, more cigarettes, and then of course back into the food. You know, any way that I could slowly kill myself, basically. And you know, hanging around with bad guys, you know, disrespecting me, guys that hit me, all these kind of things. But the reason why this happened around 9/11 is because there was because I didn't feel worthy at the time, but also the event that triggered these feelings in me and reminded me I never got over things from my past. And at that time, around 9/11 was, you know, like I said, it was right before 9/11 when the guy who gave me his name and molested me all these years and then finally raped me was actually getting out of prison, and then he was back home with my family. So that is why I started getting into drugs again, smoking again, cigarettes, and why I was, you know, just totally disrespecting myself. And so I suppressed my femininity, my sexuality, and I quit dancing, and I basically became imprisoned by my own self, and I forgot myself. It's like I had amnesia because I wanted to disconnect from the rape, so I didn't want it to be real. Like, I couldn't process the rape. I couldn't process all the feelings and the thoughts, and you know, I just couldn't figure out why, you know. And I always blamed myself. So, you know, all these thoughts and feelings going on, and all this anger and everything, I just turned it inwards to myself and hated myself and did all these things to hurt myself because I didn't feel worthy because of all the things that happened to me over the years, all the different types of abuse, sexual, physical, emotional, financial, spiritual, you know, all of these things, mental abuse. And so I always blamed myself, and then I always doubted myself, and it's like I was paralyzed with fear. I always call it a cul-de-sac of confusion. And so I ate to protect myself. I guess I thought if I was the total opposite of what everybody said, like if I disconnected and I was no longer the small, skinny girl, I was no longer energetic and cute and geeky because I was so smart and weird and all of these things that they called me, then I guess like subconsciously, I thought that if I wasn't that girl anymore, then I would no longer be hurting, and I could no longer be hurt. Like nobody could hurt me. But the problem with that is that I was hurting myself. You know, I was hurting myself because I thought that nobody else could hurt me anymore, and I killed myself, and I died. I literally felt like I died, and like I died inside, and I really thought nobody else could hurt me after all that, you know. But I also didn't see a way out of it, out of feeling so hurt, and that's why I do everything that I do. And I'm free now. I forgave my dad. I call him dad now, even though he was technically my stepdad and they're not married anymore, but he's my dad. I love him. I love you, Bill. Thank you for everything you've done for me. Mom, I love you. And I mean, I'm not saying they should get back together, but he came to my grandma's funeral and he showed that he loved us then. And because love ain't what you say, it's what you do. And it's when you show up in people's hardest time, just like I said before. And Bill was one of the people, Dad was one of the people that inspired me to go into the Army too, because he taught me a lot about the Army, and he learned a lot, so he was able to teach me, you know, working with my hands. He taught me a lot about cars. I don't know if he learned about cars in the Army, but anyway, I am now free, and I'm alive, and my name is Liberty v. Justice. I know periota en me uve porque mis victorias nunca acaben y las suyas no acaban tampoco, mis amigos. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Los aprecio. And tienes infinito en valor. You know, I know that people are going around every day or every year on this day saying, never forget, we should never forget, but I think we should forget, because God forgets all of our sins, and we need to forgive others, forgive ourselves, forgive everything that happened on 9/11, because it's over with, and love yourself and others, because you are infinite in value. Thank you.